My name is Celia Palmer. I'm the Executive Director of the Sooner Oklahoma City chapter.
Tell me again just how you explained it before.
Okay.
How CF impacts the lungs.
The basic problem with cystic fibrosis is that it is a chloride imbalance. That is the root cause of cystic fibrosis. And the way that happens is that in the cells that line your lungs and that line your pancreas and other organs, there is no chloride channel. The CFTR protein chain that makes the door that allows chloride to flow in and out doesn't work.
And wait, what is the protein chain?
It's called the CFTR protein chain. And chain makes that door that allows chloride to go in and out of the cells of the lining of your lungs and your pancreas and other organs. What happens is that chloride builds up in the cells, and that's causes a myriad of problems that manifest themselves as the symptoms of cystic fibrosis. With chloride and sodium are opposite charges, so they attract each other. So because there's no door in the cell to let chloride out, it builds up, it attracts sodium, making sodium chloride or salt. Water follows salt. So for example, in the lungs, the water that's supposed to keep your lungs hydrated, that's supposed to create a small layer of water for the cilia to flow in and wave and move mucus and move germs and move dirt and all that gunk out of your lungs, the cilia require a water bath. Unfortunately, that water bath isn't there because there's too much chloride in the cell lining, and it attracts sodium, making sodium chloride. The water follows that, it dries out the lungs, the cilia lay down, the mucus builds up, and then when infection comes into the lungs, it embeds itself in the mucus. Mucus feeds it because it has sugar in it, and then that infection explodes and becomes a biofilm, or a very difficult infection to get rid of, very antibiotic resistant. So, and then the sequence of events beyond that is that with the infection, where there's infection, there's inflammation. Where there's inflammation, there's scarring. And over a period of time, infection after infection, scarring after scarring, a person with cystic fibrosis loses lung function because the elasticity of the lungs goes away, and the ability to have healthy lungs then goes away. So that's why, on average, a person with cystic fibrosis loses approximately 2% lung function per year. Clearly, there's some people I have teenagers with cystic fibrosis that have 100% lung function, so that is not necessarily always happening, and the treatments that we have now that have been developed by the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation are making that statistic go down. But the new medications that we are currently developing patch or fix the broken CFTR protein chain, causing it to function normally. So at the genetic level, the medications we're working on now address cystic fibrosis at the genetic level for the first time, patching that protein chain, making it function correctly, making the chloride go in and out, to the point that Kalydeco, which was approved in 2012 for certain mutations of cystic fibrosis, caused the body to function so normally that when those patients are tested for cystic fibrosis now, it tests negative. Their chloride transport is so effective utilizing Kalydeco. And that's what we're aiming for all patients with CF, and we're specifically targeting the delta F508 mutation, which is the most common.
And that's Eli's mutation.
And that is Eli's mutation. And 90% of people with cystic fibrosis have at least one copy of a delta F508. Therefore, if we can correct the delta F508 mutation, and even if we can just correct one half of the one mutation in a child's body, then they become equivalent to a carrier. You see the point there. So all we have to do, so fixing the delta F508 mutation at the genetic level is revolutionary science, and we are on the cusp of that. And that's the study that's currently being done that's been shortened to 6 months to speed the process. So very soon.
Awesome. And a carrier, just so people are clear, means that they carry
They carry one copy.
Right. So when it's, when someone becomes equivalent to a carrier, what that means is they're symptomless.
Correct.
In theory.
Yeah. And
Okay.
we have no idea how many carriers there are in the United States. They've estimated about 10 million people are carriers, symptomless carriers, where you have one healthy copy of a CFTR gene and one unhealthy copy of a CFTR gene.